right, so we're asked by what percent did the ratio of royalties to sales decline as this change occurred? Now, we can think of ratios as fractions, and sometimes it'll make our math a little bit easier. So here I'm thinking of them in terms of fractions. So I've got 3/20ths, and it decreased to 9 over 108. And that fraction can be simplified by dividing both the top and bottom by 9. We'll get 1 over 12. So I went from 3/20ths to 1/12. And now I want to find a common base so that I can represent both of these as having the same denominator. And there's multiple ways you could solve this. This is just my preferred method. But I see a 20 and a 12, which is 4 times 5 and 4 times 3, which means our common denominator is 4 times 5 times 3. You have to pick up every factor that occurred in either of them. And this was 2 times 2, just to be clear. I do think of them as prime factors, but they both had 2 squared, so we picked up a 2 squared. So I end up with 20 times 3, which is 60. And I end up having to multiply the bottom and top of this fraction by 3 to get there, which means I end up with 9/60ths. And for the second fraction, I need to multiply top and bottom by 5, which gives me 5/60ths. So how much did I change by? -4 over 60. But as a percentage of what we had originally, you can kind of just wipe out the 60s and say, okay, we dropped from 9 to 5. 60ths is just kind of like putting context around what those numbers were. But I lost 4/9 of what I had originally had as in terms of the value of the ratio. I lost 4/9 of my original value in terms of the ratio, which means I lost 44.44%. And it's good to know that this, first of all, is slightly less than 50% because -4.5 over 9 is 50%. But it's really good to know that 1/9 is equal to 11.11%. And so 2/9 is going to be 2 times that, which is 22.22%. And then we have 33.33%, which everyone knows is 1/3, which is also represented as 3/9. And of course, 4/9 will then give us this 44.44%. And that gives us our answer, which is approximately 45, which is answer choice C.